Hi guys, I realize I look a mess today, but I'm actually just getting ready for work, so just hopped out of the shower. Um, but I had some things on my mind. I woke up early today, so I thought, you know what? I'm going to take the time to actually get something off of I guess off my chest, but more off my mind. It's just something that I've been wanting to touch upon more ever since I did my last video, because I mentioned something that I think a lot of people don't really know what it is, and that is gender dysphoria. I know some people out there probably heard the term and they were just like, I don't really know what that is. And I kind of touched on it a little bit, but I wanted to go into it a little bit more because it's something that I've been talking to a couple other people about, and it's important. And it's important that people understand what that is, whether you're transgender or you're not. It's very important. Um, so I touched on it last time. What is gender dysphoria? Gender dysphoria is that dissonance and disconnect between who you are on the outside and who you are on the inside. So it's when you feel like you are male on the inside, but you're actually female on the outside, or vice versa. Um, you're female on the inside, but male on the outside. Now, that disconnect has a large impact on people. And somebody who's never gone through gender dysphoria isn't going to really be able to grasp it because it's something you haven't experienced. For those of us that have experienced it, it's incredibly overwhelming. It has a very huge impact on our lives. So that's why I felt it was really important that I take the time to kind of explain it just a little bit more so that you have just a little bit better grasp of what it is. Um, so the best way I can kind of liken it is, well, let me put it this way. When you explain to them, it's that disconnect between what you look like and how you want to look like. People are going to say, "Well, I'm dysphoric. I don't like my weight or my height, or I don't like my nose. I don't like whatever features about themselves that they don't like." And you know, it's kind of the same thing, but on a much grander level when it comes to gender dysphoria. Because while you don't like those little things about yourself, somebody who's transgender, who's gender dysphoric, also doesn't like those things about themselves. We all have things that we don't like about ourselves. I don't like my chin. I don't like my weight. I actually don't like my height, mostly because I feel like it makes it more difficult for me in my transition to be as tall as I am. So we all have those things that we don't like. The fact that we're transgender doesn't change that, but it does add on this whole new level of impact that other people don't feel, and that's that feeling of, I wish that I had the features of a woman rather than the features of a man, and vice versa for those that are female to male transgenders. And the impact of that compared to the impact of those little superficial things that we wish we could change about our bodies is massively different, because you're talking about a complete fundamental overhaul of who you are on the outside. And to some extent, that changes not only how you are on the outside, but how you're on the inside to some degree, because you're talking about different hormone levels, you're talking about different body experiences, talking about different ways that we feel temperature, touch, sensations, emotions. There's a lot that goes into that. And one of the things that I can say is that I wanted to tell this brief little story because it really hit me hard, and I felt like it was kind of important that people out there kind of get it and kind of understand it. And that's that I went on a trip for my birthday to go visit my parents, and it was a great trip. I had a great time. I was surprised by some amazing gifts. Um, but for the first time ever, I decided, you know what, I'm going for this whole trip, and I'm just going to stay female the whole time as much as possible anyway, um, and that I was going to fly dressed as a female. And I did, and it was fantastic. it was very stressful. I had a lot of anxiety. I was really worried. I don't like to fly as it is. Flying panics me. I hate it. It fills me with anxiety. And so I went to the airport in a dress, and um, as far as I could tell, nobody really paid me any mind. Nobody really noticed that I was anything different than what I wanted to be, which is fantastic. The only issue was when I went through security, and I don't blame them because, see, they put you through those body scanners, and somebody on the outside of that control room like hits a button for male or female. So they see me in a dress, long hair. I felt like I looked really feminine, so they probably hit female. And then when you go through the scanner, it flags anything that isn't typical for a female body. So when you have prosthetic breasts and something else between your legs, it flags those things, so they have to pat you down. So they had a female agent pat me down because I'm female, and that was a little bit upsetting just because I didn't really want to get patted down. But not only that, I was worried like she's going to find something that she wasn't expecting to find, and that's going to be a problem. And then when she finished that, she was like, "We need a hand swab," because they know I had prosthetic breasts. So they swabbed my hands, and then that was it. I was done. They said, "Okay, have a great day." I said, "Okay, thanks," and I was otherwise fine. Nobody else bothered me. And I had a great rest of the trip, spent every day as a female, and everything else. But so that first day, I flew as a female. I got there. My parents got to see me for the first time, actually dressed as who I am, actually appearing as who I am. And, oh, sorry. And it was fantastic until the end of the night. At the end of the night, I had to do what is probably one of the hardest things to do as, at least for me, as a transgender woman. And that's that I had to take everything off. I had to take my dress off. I had to take my breast forms off. I had to take my hair off. I had to take my makeup off. And I had to look at myself in the mirror and see looking back at myself, when all day long I had seen what I actually wanted to see, what I had longed to see, who I am on the inside that I've been able to look at all day long. And then I had to see this. And that is one of the most painful things to experience as a person. And it's really hard to explain that to somebody who's never gone through such a thing, who doesn't experience that sort of dysphoria or disconnect with how they look. It's soul crushing. Because all day long I felt so fantastic, I felt so wonderful, and then at the end I had to take it all off and go back to what I am. Really difficult. Really, really difficult. And then the next day, I got to get up and get myself prepared again and get redressed and reshave and do my hair again and get everything situated and and get ready for the day. And it's a lot of work, but it's worth it while I get to experience it, while I get to experience who I'm supposed to be. But then at the end of the day, again, it's like getting hit with that. It's getting run over by that truck of reality every single day, every night. And that's the days that I feel confident enough and I have the ability to actually be myself that day. Days like today where I'm going to work dressed as a male, dressed as my normal male born self, it's an all-day thing that I feel that kind of weight upon my shoulders, that weight upon my chest. I don't feel the massive impact at the end of the day where I have to look at myself again after I've been what I wanted all day long. But, I still feel some of it. And, I do alleviate some of what I feel. And some people at work probably don't understand. why sometimes they'll see me walking around with makeup on or with, heeled women's boots on, or wearing, a cardigan or something like that, something feminine. Um, the people that do know me, I think they understand why. The people that don't, maybe they think I'm weird. They're wondering why the heck I'm wearing heeled shoes and things like that. But for me, it helps give me at least a little bit of that feeling of who I am. Like I'm expressing at least somewhat who I am on the inside. And there's a handful of people at work that make me feel really good about that. They make me feel special. They tell me they like the stuff that I'm wearing. They like my makeup. They give me support. Um, Even somebody just says, hey, gorgeous, how's it going? And it makes me feel fantastic on the inside. Makes me feel fantastic. So, um, I'm sorry these videos keep going longer than I really intended, but once I get going, it's really hard to stop without getting everything out. So I want to draw it to a close. I want to finish up. Thank you to anyone and everyone that has been watching any of these. Um, you can also read my blog that I haven't been updating it since I started these videos, but I mean, there still is a lot of really great information there. I'll put the link below the video in the description. Um, Thank you very much just for watching. Please like if you liked it. Pass it around if you feel like there was any information in here that would be helpful to other people that are going through similar things, or that you know somebody else that's going through this kind of thing. Please pass it around. That's why I do this, not just for myself, but to try and help educate others and help others out there that are experiencing similar things. So, again, thank you very much. I hope that this helped clear up some gender dysphoria issues. If you have any questions, please give me feedback. Let me know what you want me to talk about. I'd be more than happy to talk about whatever it is. Um, Thank you very much. Love you all. Have a great rest of the day. Bye bye.